Bring the awareness to the perineum, and as we press at the little finger, we do the mantra LAM. Is there anybody new today? If so, please identify yourself right now so I know how much instructions to give. So if I don't hear from you another 5 seconds, I'll assume there is nobody new today, and so I'll keep the instructions like you have been here before. Okay. So we press at the little finger and we go do LAM. Take a deep breath in. LAM. Release the fingers and continue. Now we bring our awareness 1 inch above the perineum, and this is behind where we urinate, and here we do the mantra VAM as we press the thumb against the ring finger. Take a deep breath. VAM. Release the fingers and continue. Now bring the awareness behind the navel, in the middle of the body. As we draw in at the navel, we do the mantra RAM as we press against the middle finger. Take a deep breath in. RAM.
Hello, Moto.
Hello. I am in the middle of the yoga session. Anything urgent, I'll call you back in an hour. Okay. Continue with Ram. Release the middle finger and continue. Now bring the awareness in between the breast and the middle of the body. Here we do the sound yam. Take a deep breath in. Keep the index finger pressed. Release the fingers and continue. At the throat, we do the sound hum. Thumbs up mudra. Hum. Release the hands and continue. Bring the awareness to the middle of the head, and here we do the sound chum. Thumbs up mudra. Chum. Chum. Release the hands and continue one last time. Chum. Actually, one more time. Chum. top of the head, Om, thumbs up mudra. Om. 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 Release the hand and continue one more time. Om. One more time. Om. Now let's go on to the happy face breathing, Ujjayi Pranayama. So those of you who know it, please continue. And for those of you who need instruction, close your eyes and bring your awareness to the throat. The throat is the bottommost part of your mouth and where you have the hole through which the food and air goes down. Focusing on that hole over there, make a big smile. As the cheeks come out, feel the slight stretch in that little hole, that throat. So with that stretch over there, inhale and exhale slowly. And feel as you inhale and exhale a slight rubbing of the air as it is going in and out. You'll feel like a sucking kind of sensation. So continue. Okay. Now let's go on to the spine alignment. So take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, tilt your head, bringing one ear towards the shoulder. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, go towards the other shoulder. And inhale, come back up, and continue. Last exhalation. And as you inhale, come back up. And as you exhale, turn your head and look over one shoulder. And inhale, come back. Exhale, look over the other shoulder. And inhale, come back. And continue. Last exhalation. And as you inhale, come back in front. And inhale, next inhalation, take the head back. And exhale, chin towards the chest. Now, as you exhale and bring the chin towards the chest, we do 360-degree movement. Inhale, half a circle, and exhale, complete the circle, and continue. Let's go in the opposite direction. And last circle. When you complete it, we can go on to our alternate shoulder exercises. Inhale, lift up one shoulder, exhale, rotate it back and bring it down. Inhale, lift up the other shoulder, exhale, rotate it back and bring it down, and continue. Last inhalation and exhalation, rotate and bring it down. Now let's go on to the hand exercises. Raise your hands up. Inhale, make the palm perpendicular to the forearm and stretch out your fingers. Exhale, thumb in and make a downward facing fist. Inhale and exhale. Continue. Last time. As you exhale and make the fist, let's rotate around the fist. Inhale and exhale. Last time. Inhale and exhale and then go opposite direction. Don't do it in jerky movements. Snehji, don't do it in jerky movements. The jerky movements is the formula for hurting yourself. If you do it with inhale and exhale, it makes it yoga. You do it with awareness. We are not exercising. We are doing yoga. Okay, good. Now bring the elbows in line with the shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Continue. Last inhalation and exhalation. Now backward movement. Inhale and exhale. Okay, now interlock the hand and bring it behind your head. And as you exhale, twist to one side, inhale, come back. Exhale, twist the other way, and inhale, come back. Continue. Now, get hold of your elbows behind your back. As you exhale, pull on one elbow, inhale, come back up. Exhale the other way, inhale, come back up, and continue. Okay. Now, we get hold of the elbows behind the back. As you exhale, turn to one side, inhale, come back. Exhale the other way, and inhale, come back, and continue. Last time, and come back. Now, get hold of your hips behind your back. And as you inhale this time, push on one hand and make a backward arch. Inhale, exhale, come forward. Inhale the other hand and make the backward arch. And exhale, come forward. Continue. Now, as you exhale and come forward, now let's cross one leg over the other and holding the leg on the top. As you exhale, pull it in and cross it over and turn the head in the same direction as the leg you're holding, so the motion is opposite. Inhale, release. And as you exhale, leg goes one way, head goes the other way. Inhale and exhale. Continue. Now let's go to the other leg, cross over. And as you exhale, pull and turn. Last exhalation. Very good. Now we will do both the shoulders together. Inhale, lift up both the shoulders and feel yourself lifting up from the hip. And exhale, go back and come down. Inhale and exhale. Excellent. Now we can go on to the alternate nostril breathing. And for those of you who are new, actually nobody is new. So over the weekend, I explained the visualization. So please continue. Okay. Now we will do the respiratory mantra, Haim Em Am. So those of you who are familiar can continue. I'll explain it for others who want to hear it again. Keep your awareness inside your sternum and like an inch or two inside the sternum. From there, feel a whole line or a wire going up through the top of the head and out of the head. And along that line or wire, mentally vibrate Haim Em Am, the 3 syllables, Haim Em Am. And as you go Haim Em Am, Haim Em Am, Haim Em Am, don't worry about the breath. The breath will be on its own, unconscious breathing, but just focus on the vibration going. You don't say the sound of Haim Em Am, you just feel it within. Continue. And if for any reason you have trouble with the visualization, bring your awareness an inch or two above the head, and that's where you keep your awareness. Don't keep the awareness inside the body. In the end of this session, after the meditation, I can share with you what a lady from Dubai wrote about how her respiratory condition improved with this mantra. Okay, now we can go on to our Bhastrika. And for those of you who know how to do it, you can begin. And for others, the way it is, Bhastrika is only deep inhalation and complete exhalation. So inhale and exhale deeply, deep breathing, that's all it's called for. Those are just to make sure when you have deep breathing, the belly will come out when you inhale and it will go in when you exhale. To feel that, if you want to keep your hand in your belly, that's one way to do it. Now, if you want to feel as you inhale, the belly fills up and then the chest expands and the shoulder pulls back. And if you want to reinforce that motion, another way to keep the hand is a loose fist with the thumb, with the elbows by the side of the chest. Then you, as you inhale, you first fill up the belly, then the chest fills up, lift up the elbows. And as the upper lung fills in, the shoulder pulls back and you open out the palms, and exhale, you come down. Now, when we inhale, make sure the vitality, you feel the visualization of the vitality going to the head, and exhale, it is coming out of the head. Second thing to remember is exhalation is always longer than the inhalation. That gives relaxation to the body and mind. Now, I will only call the count of the inhale, and exhale, you do it on your own timing. After a while, if you find yourself doing slightly faster or slightly slower than me, you keep your own pace. It is important you feel comfortable with what you're doing, but try not to do very fast, okay? And also no strain. Smooth inhalation and smooth exhalation with minimal movement of the hand. Don't stretch the hand like this and things. If you do that, your shoulder will start paining after a while, and that's not the objective of the exercise, okay? So let's go. 1. Keep the eyes closed. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. And 20. Keep your hands down, relaxed, and your eyes are closed, and observe the sensations within. Let's go on to the next round. Loose fist, or whichever way you are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 'Bring down the hands, be fully relaxed, and observe the sensations within. After this session, most of you should not feel anything in the head. If at all you feel, it will feel lower in the body. Mentally tell yourself, I give up all ideas and concepts and I care about nothing. I let go of everything. And if you have a personal mantra, you can use it for meditation. If you don't have a personal mantra, don't worry. Just keep your awareness in your breath and we will have Om in the background. It is 6:29 Eastern Time now. If any of you don't want to stay for meditation, once the sensations subside, you can leave. Become aware of yourself and mentally affirm to yourself, may I be guided to fulfill the purpose for which I am born. And with that as the thought, raise your hands and bring it 6 inches in front of your eyes and look straight into the palm of your hands when you open your eyes. So with that, we can end the meditation session. Couple of things I want to share with you. First thing is, Mr. Hira Suri had sent me a question by email. Anytime there are any general questions, please ask the questions here. Don't send me emails because it increases the amount of email and work and response I have to give. But he had asked a very good question, and I wonder how many of you have that question. He asked this question. If you go to pretty much most of the yoga school, whether it is the Shivanand Yoga School, Bikram Yoga, or Integral Yoga, or any of them, or Iyengar Yoga, they will all, after you do the yoga, they will have a deep relaxation for a little while, lying down and relaxing the whole body in Shavasana, right? So why is it we don't do it, was his question. How many of you have this question in your mind? Well, very few of you. So you didn't even think of it. That's okay. But it's an interesting question in the sense, why that is required and why we don't do it, I will explain. In the system of yoga, most of the other schools practice is called Hatha Yoga. In Hatha Yoga, when you do any posture, you're supposed to hold the posture for a minimum of 1 minute. And they say you get the mastery of the posture when you're able to hold it for an unending period. So at least 5 to 10 minutes is what is the Hatha Yoga system. Anytime you hold a posture for more than a minute, then imagine you have stretched to one side and you have held that way for a minute and you can feel the stretch in the body all over. Then when you come out, you have to give at least another minute to relax. Why? Because the nadi have been stretched, and the moment you release and give the time, you'll also feel the strain of it if you hold it for a while. And if you just observe, it will help the nadi to figure itself out, and you will feel better after that. So that is the Hatha Yoga system. What we do is the Tantra Yoga system. The Tantra Yoga system is, without straining the system, using the breath, with the rhythm of the breath, we move. So this moving approach, it is very interesting. Some of the Hatha Yoga folks, actually, I think Pattabhi Joish might have been the person, a student of Krishnamacharya. He kind of saw that movement with breath is a good way, and he introduced a new term called Vinyasa Yoga. So what happens is, anytime you do it with movement in sync with the breath, the nadis are not strained. In the Hatha Yoga system, you can strain the nadi. And so you have to rest it after that. Now, when we do this thing, we don't strain the nadis, we continuously move. And then, so at the end of it, we don't need that. But then there is also another thing that we do that is very important. The idea of that deep relaxation is to regain the vitality. So in other words, you're not utilizing the vitality in the body, you're simply keeping quiet and letting so to say, in a way of saying, catching your breath, okay? So you're letting the vitality restore. But what do? We do active Bhastrika Pranayam. When we do Bhastrika Pranayam, we are actively increasing the vitality in the system. So that is the reason different schools of yoga work in a different way. Now, the traditional systems of Hatha Yoga, because that is the way they have been taught, they do it only in that one way. But once we understand the nadi system and the physiology of yoga, it is a lot easier for us to be able to work with different tools. So that is how we are very different in the way we do it, okay? So now, I'm going to share with you something else. This mantra that we do, Haim Em Am, it is so powerful in restoring the respiratory system and giving back vitality. I have expressed this before to many of you, and how I have shared with you my sister Jayashri, who is probably over here, on 2 occasions when she was severely congested in the chest and there was not enough vitality. She did the Haim Imam for half an hour. And in that half an hour, all the congestion in the chest was gone and all the tiredness was gone, fully revitalized. And I've shared with you a case of a person from Houston who had flu, and he was running temperature, the joints were aching and no vitality at all, and difficulty, the throat was tight, difficulty in breathing, and the person did it for 3 hours. The entire flu went away, and next day in the morning, he was like the flu had never come. Okay? And so the thing is basically, this is how powerful it has been. Now, we have shared it with a number of people across the globe. Anybody who has COVID, please do it. In the case of COVID, what did we find? We found they had to do it every day for 2 hours. Then in which case, any ill health symptom, lack of vitality, everything will go away for the day. But next day, the COVID is still there. But what are we doing? We are fighting the the COVID gets people down. We are fighting that with the mantra. So in effect, you don't lose that vitality, you're able to breathe. And that is what, if you're unable to do that, that's all slowly people degenerate and it takes them into the hospital and the respirators, right? So this has been very, very effective. But what we had not even thought of is how it can affect a person who wants to increase the vital capacity. And since we had shared it with a number of people in Dubai have been using it. At least I shared it with a doctor and a yoga teacher over there. And so this yoga guru over there was one lady who came to him, and she decided to do it for an entirely different reason. I'm going to share for you what she did it for and what the results were. So here you go. This person, she says, her goal was to, this Catherine swimming diary. So for her overall fitness, endurance, and ability in swimming, which is something she had never been good at or particularly enjoyed. So the target was to swim at least once per week, trying to complete as many lengths as possible without stopping. So she is giving the list by week. And the 4th column is the place where she lists how many lengths of the pool she's able to do. And you can see from week 1 to week 6, she's able to increase like 2 lengths each time, and she's able to do up to 20 lengths of the pool. Now, at the end of that, in the last column, you see, once she finishes the lengths, how tired she feels. If it is 1, there is no fatigue. If it is 10, she's exhausted. So you can see the first 4 days, she has a score of 9, near exhaustion. And then the next 2 weeks, it is at a level of 8. Then she started doing the Haim Imam mantra. And then you see she also started doing from week 9 what is called the figure 8 way of swimming. And the figure 8 way of swimming is, if you swim one way, then you turn the other way and come this way. So going like a figure of 8. And so she started swimming that way. And you can see what happened. Once she started doing Haim Imam, instead of 2 each day, she was able to add 4 lengths each day for the next 3 weeks. And after that, she was able to add 6 and 8 for each of the each of the next weeks. And then what she found was her fatigue level was in each first 3 weeks, even though she added 4 more lengths, it was at 8. Then as she continued, she found she can add 6 more each week, 6 and 8, but then the fatigue level at the end was coming down, 7, 6, and you can see the 14th week how it is 5. And she notes over here, I have always disliked swimming due to feeling a little claustrophobic in the water, and I've never been able to swim for long periods of time due to rapid lung easiness, exhaustion. Since doing the Haim mantra, my swimming endurance and fitness has significantly improved. I no longer feel lung pain, exhaustion, and can now swim for long periods of time comfortably. I feel like my lungs now have superhero strength and that I could swim for hours. So I thought I will share this with you. So now, if any of you would like to ask a question or make a comment, please, you're welcome. We have another 3-4 minutes left.
I also want to make a comment. I've been doing this now for 2 weeks. And I find it's very relaxing afterwards. I don't need to have relaxation after the session is over. It's very relaxing. And I was doing Hatha Yoga before, but I think, this is so much better. I had one question though. When you do the mantra and you're doing it on the head, I've heard that the head, the sound for the head is Om. Because that's the Guru Chakra, but I don't know if you do Sh or Ksha, K-S-H-A or S-H-A?
KSHA.
K-S-H-A.
Yeah.
So it's not Om for the head?
Okay. The thing is, you see, what happens is in one system, they will say the mantra for the head is Om and on the top is also Om. Okay? Now, there is another Tantra Yoga system where they also say it is Sham. Now, what happened is we tested both. Going back like 10 years back or so, 10, 12 years back, we used to do Om in both, okay? But we never did the chakra vibrations like this at that time. The person from whom I learned was a person by the name of Alan Finger. And if you go and look at Alan Finger and put chakra, whatever, you will find his book over there. I met him once. And what is interesting about him is he is a South African and residing in, when he was growing up in South Africa, his parents used to entertain all these sadhus and people who will come from India. And so, and they used to come and stay in their home for a month and things like that. And so when Alan was young, Yogi had come to their home and he taught him this. And he found it very effective for him. So he wrote the book. Now what happened was, for me, I'm a person who is an experiential scientist. I check everything to see what happens, okay? So when we tested it, we found the Cham was more powerful in clearing the chakras than Om. So when you live in the belief-based system, you have to work with what is available. Yeah. But when you can test it, you can see the difference, right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. And now, Sundaraji, you had a question. Go ahead. Now you need to unmute yourself.
It would have been nice if there was some way there was a pre-exercise lung capacity or something to document this young lady's lung capacity versus what happened, how much was the lung capacity.
See, what we need
even now, I think it is worth.
Actually, what we need is, we need a collaborative pulmonologist working with us. Yeah. Then in which case we can have some objective tests done.
Yeah, it's amazing how much she has improved.
Yeah,
amazing.
Exactly. Actually, it is very interesting for me. We have a number of physicians on our board, okay? And one of them is a pulmonologist. He's also a good friend. But what I'm finding is many of these physicians, we are getting too many people who are unmuted. We need to, okay, that's good. Okay, so we have these, too many of the doctors who are associated with us, they look upon yoga as something only from a physiological perspective, from the asana and pranayama perspective. Somehow the zone of mantra is beyond their conception. And so they don't even believe it. And so the part is, you see, the person he truly believes in all the, blind beliefs of Hinduism. But on the other hand, the person does not believe in mantra when it comes to yoga. So it's a very fascinating. I'm talking of our good friend Uday Nanavati, who's on the board. He's a pulmonologist. And if he wanted to work with us, he could do a lot of things. But somehow I find there is a, block over there.
But that's okay. I mean, we can still write a paper if we have 5 more athletes go through the same protocol. That data itself is valuable as what it brings, as long as there is a statistical correlation. That's enough.
Actually, we had one nurse who had COVID, who actually recorded all her this thing. I have the data with me. So, and we have the pre-post reading of one person. Actually, what we will do is at some point we will write, but you see what happens is, coming from the background I come from, I look for what I call a scientific, what a robustness before we publish something.
What I'll say is this. See, data, there's nothing more concrete than data. If what you got from one athlete, it can be replicated on 10 more athletes. That data, that statistical correlation is paramount.
That is what is called robust data.
As a first report, and scientific investigation can follow after that.
Yeah.
Right? So many pulmonologists will write to you and say, I would like to investigate this more because this is an astounding statistics.
Can I share something?
2 years
Go
ago,
ahead.
2
You'll be
months
the
ago.
last one to speak up, then I'll have to leave. Go ahead.
So 2 months ago, I thought about, whether our yoga practices will be helpful in enhancing the endurance of athletes. But Sanjeev ji went a whole level further. He actually tested the specific mantra. Probably he also had some intuition.
Well, whatever. So Shakuntala ji, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to share with you that you were saying pulmonologist doesn't believe, but the science says that when they have done under electron microscope, they have shown that our body, which is supposed to be solid looking, it's not solid. It's vibration and whirling around electron, neutron, micron, very high speed. So it is actually all vibration. So the way I believe, because that all these vibrations, we are a bundle of vibration. And when these chakras are energy vibration, whenever they are blocked, we get diseases. And when you are doing these mantras, the chakras are opened, and that's how you can cure the disease. And I strongly believe in that, and science proves it.
Shakuntala ji, we agree with you. And the way in which we say in Hindi is, आप जितने पहुंचे हुए हैं उतने सभी पहुंचे नहीं है. So okay. So the now Mandar Patekar, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Namaste ji.
For listening to me.
Okay, so we will see next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rajan.
Thank you, Dr.
Enjoy
Ajay.
it.
See you
Namaste,
tomorrow.
everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Rajan.
Dr. Rajan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rajan.
Bye.
Thank you, Valmakanji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bharmakanji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, everyone. Dr. Rajan Balmukan. Namaskar.
Thanks, everybody.